Shit goes downhill. You would think guys would fucking pick up their game. And
they're not going to have a $39 million cap hit for a guy who's not there. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. I still love that intro, dude. Love that.
Was that you in the background?
That's me going. Like that's the early '80s.
Yeah,
'80s type music.
Going into the arcade with the tokens, you could hear him just falling out.
Well, you want to hear something funny? I was just looking at a post on Facebook from a year or 2 years ago, and we were talking about. Something had to do with arcades, and I was like, oh, well, it wasn't an arcade. It was a 7-Eleven by our house. Had 3 games in there, and they would change them up, every few weeks. So on a regular, and dude, you talk about, I think you're on it because you said your wife was a Galaga champion. So
she was,
and I was like, challenge accepted.
Yes,
challenge accepted.
We got to get that going when we come up in October.
And
find a Galaga machine.
Oh, dude, there's it's called beer quarters. Beer quarters. Damn it. It's a arcade. So all in the bar, there's like 60 arcade games. There's 2 of them.
Nice.
There's 2 of them, and so you got they used to be free, but now you got to pay a quarter. Like.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Still got to pay a quarter. But yeah, there's one in Milwaukee. There's one in River North. Beer quarter headquarters is what it's called. And yeah, this is all, dude. All video games. All video games.
Yeah. That's my stuff,
dude. You come in with a couple rolls of quarters. You come in with a roll of quarters.
Bill. I was like, I'm ready for the day. Yeah,
and you put them in your pocket, and your shorts would slide down a little bit. You had to tie your shorts.
You have to put the token on top of the game to tell everyone you got next.
Yeah, there's a roll of tokens.
They don't know nothing about that
shit, dude. We'll definitely do that, dude. But I was just looking at that, and it was like, wow, we were talking about Kung Fu. We were talking about Spy Hunter. We were talking about Galaga. We were talking about Centipede.
Holy cow.
Oh, I love Spy Hunter. Donkey Kong.
I spent so many tokens on Punch Out with the green guy. Mike Tyson.
That was before Mike Tyson. Yep.
That game with Glass Joe and
Glass Joe.
Smack. Yeah, they used to have the whole intro. Oh my God, I love that.
Bald Bull.
Then part 2 came out with Dragon Chan and Canadian Bear Hugger. I used to just love that game. Oh, so many tokens.
Yeah, we'll definitely make we'll make
the run.
There,
we'll make the run there.
Telling you, bro, it's gonna be awesome.
But let's get back to fit everything into that one weekend.
I know you got a lot, man. You got a lot.
I got a lot.
You have to hire a driver, dude, because you can't. You know what I mean? Because parking over there where we're gonna go, that's a bitch.
Yeah, we gotta find. I'm sure one of our fans is a driver, and we'll hire them for the weekend to get us around, or we put Greg Braggs on it.
Well, either one.
Either one.
We'll be out in a few hours. Keep the car warm.
Keep it running, Greg.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
pissed.
Big shout out to Greg Bragg.
Yeah.
He's freaking awesome. He's freaking awesome.
He's taking pictures with Sarah
Sarah Spain. Like, what are you doing?
He's there every day.
Yeah.
People are like, does he work? Does he work?
I thought you're laying bricks, dude, and here you're hanging out with Sarah Spain. What's all this about? Next year with Michael Wilbon. You know? Eddie Vedder. What are you doing? I thought you tossing bricks to your dad or somebody. What are you doing?
Oh my God, I love this. The brotherhood. The brotherhood.
Look at this.
Brags will get lost. He's probably right. I met Greg and his wife in an alley. I swear to God.
Did you?
Downtown Chicago. Yeah, behind some hotel. He's like, I'm over here. I go, where? Me and my wife are walking down the street. He's like, I'm in this. And it's echoing. It looked like out of a freaking mob movie. Here he is.
He's setting you up.
He parked his Impala behind this freaking dumpster. He found like a free spot. That's Greg. That's Greg. I gotta love him.
That's crazy. You know, I'll tell you what, I was excited, dude, after this mini camp, you know, and not because and not because we saw him against NFL competition, because it was all rookies, it was all undrafted free agents and draft picks, and it was basically his peers, guys coming into the league. But it was the command that he had. It was, this is my goddamn huddle. Shut the hell up. Yeah. And there was a story. Who's telling me this? I can't remember where I saw it, but they said when Jim McMahon first came in the huddle,
David Kaplan said
was it
on our show.
Yeah, then it was Capper.
Talk about it on our show the other
then that's where I saw it.
Yeah,
and Jim McMahon, and that's a leader. That's a leader. It doesn't matter what, if I'm a first-year player and you're a 10-year vet, like I'm the quarterback, I run it, and that's it. And for him to do that, okay, it didn't surprise me as that's what was expected of him, of his peers. So now, even though they're not going to have OTAs, they're not going to have them. They cancel the first round, which okay. So they're not going to have it till June. I want to see him do that with the vets, you know, and I hope the vets test him. You know, I hope they do, and because this is and they don't have to test them like Michael Jordan tested his teammates, but you're going to test them because you want to see what they're made of. You want to see if you're the you know, the golden child, I want the knife. You know, if you're the golden child, okay, I need to see that you can handle all that's going to be expected of you, and you're going to have to be able to earn our respect, because if we respect you, we'll do anything for you, and that's how it is. You know, and I've been very fortunate to play with a lot of just great alpha quarterbacks. In college, I had Tom Chacho. This kid was a first team All-America. He started as a sophomore. So my freshman year, he's a sophomore. Dude, he threw for like 600 yards his first game starting as a sophomore. Unfreaking real. Then with in Italy, I had a really good quarterback. He's the number 2 quarterback in Italy. Then on the Chargers, I had a guy named Paul Ohm. He was a stud. And then on the Thunder, Paul Ohm led us to a national championship. And then on the Thunder, my guy George Sierra, you know, he led us to 2 national championships. So I was, you know, shout out to Paul Ohm, George Sierra, and was it Marco? I think Marco was my quarterback in Italy. Shout out to Tommy Chacho, Marco Polo. Shout out to those guys, man, because you know you guys led by example, and you know they embraced the role of the most important position in sports, and then they led it. So this is what I want to see when the veterans come. Can he handle that type of, you know, pressure? Yeah,
it boggles the mind how many years it's been since McMahon that they've been able to find a guy that's an alpha. That in regards to the Chicago Bears. You know, my father, head coach, 33 years here in Connecticut. My uncle Sam, we went to Cleveland for the Bears versus the Browns. It was a preseason. We sat down for lunch with former Bear Jim Miller. Jim Miller was with us, and we were talking about, and Sam said something very profound that you're talking about. He's like, if the quarterback doesn't understand that all of the pressure to win, the notoriety they get and the blame they get just like a head coach, and they're not the alpha, then they're neglecting their position in and above itself. And that has always stayed with me, because you got to tell your offensive line and your running backs and your receivers where the hell and what the hell they need to do in order to be successful, if you're into your playbook, if you're into the position to win, for, first and foremost. And we've never had that. We've never had that in regards to this position. And it's no shot at Jim Miller. I don't know if Jim was like that. We didn't get into it, but the reality was the Chicago Bears haven't had get over there and fucking do your fucking job and help me do mine the best we can. Tom Brady yelling at his players, Tom Brady yelling at his offensive coordinator is not a bad thing. In Chicago, Matt Nagy gets caught out on NFL film saying, "This is the moment. You got to be a fucking man. Don't be," and yelling at Mitch.
Risky.
And it becomes this story, like a mental health story.
Like, did you just curse at him?
Is there
Oh my God.
going on here? Meanwhile, I have 5 and 7-year-olds out there. I'm like, get over there. I go, if any parent has an issue with me yelling at your kid, please take them now.
Take them off the field.
I am going to prepare them for life. And that's really what football is. It's the greatest game because of those lessons.
Mm-hmm.
That position comes with that kind of command necessary. And this kid has it. Embrace it. Embrace it. And to your point, Shawn, those veterans are going to push those buttons. Make him the best he could be. Prepare him for what's going to happen on Sundays. Because at the end of the day, if you're not in it for your team, Charles Leno, then get out. That's the message that should be the Chicago Bears. Because it's win at all costs. Obviously.
New England follows that mantra.
Exactly. Seattle follows it. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Green Bay, but good on them, because we have to start building a championship culture. You have to start setting a precedence of who's going to be on this team and who's not, who's going to bust their ass for this young quarterback. You haven't had that. And Andy Dalton, you better go in there and be ready to compete.
Yeah. Even though they gave you QB1,
you got to go in there.
And I'll tell you what, I'll have a lot more respect for Matt Nagy if he has this conversation with Andy Dalton and says, "Hey, listen," he goes, and you know what? He's not even gonna have Andy Dalton will know. Andy Dalton will know. You'll know.
Really,
if it gets to the point, if you get to the point where you're in the room and you players know. Exactly. Players know. And he's like, "Hey, listen, hey, listen, you know what? He outperformed you in camp, and we know you're a competitive guy, but we need you to stay ready. You got 10 million reasons why you shouldn't be mad. Okay. Exactly. You're collecting a check for 17 weeks, a pretty healthy check, about $800,000 a week. All right. Yes. You'll be good. It's take a lot off of your body, so, I think if Matt Nagy has that conversation, which I don't think he will, I think he's going to have Andy Dalton start week 1, which I'm okay with. But if it's to the point where he outplays him, he'll be in sooner than later. And the thing that I want to talk to you about, what did we say about Russell Wilson? Why do we love, one of the reasons we love Russell Wilson? He's got one of the best deep balls ever.
Yes.
Like he can throw the deep ball. I mean, and literally it just lays in your hands.
Touch.
Yeah. What does Justin Fields have? He has a phenomenal deep ball.
He reminds me of Russell Wilson. I said it on my
when you broke it down.
I said it on the film, breaking it down on our YouTube channel. If you haven't seen my video breakdown of Justin Fields, it's 28 minutes long, I believe. And the reality is he does everything you want your quarterback to do. But my comp is just Russell Wilson because of that deep ball accuracy, because of the timing and touch when it's needed. And mechanically, I think even myself, sometimes I'll get to the point where I got to take a step back because I'm over analyzing things. My father kind of put me in my place on this. And he's like, Phil, you know what? I wouldn't change anything about his throwing motion. You know
Yeah.
why? Because he's throwing accurately.
I saw that.
Yes. And you know what? I was like, you know what? Immediately. That's how much respect I have for my dad. But also, the fact of the matter was, he's right.
He got to that point throwing that way.
Exactly.
And this is what happens when you get to, especially in baseball, when you get hitting coaches and, you know, hey, I don't like the way you're doing this. I don't like the way, you know, try tinkering this. But, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes you just have to let it go. And,
exactly,
you know, people didn't tell Jamal, you know, they didn't try and change Jamal Wilkes from his jump shot. And that was one of the ugliest things
Rivers,
in there. You know, yeah. You know,
ugliest throwing motion you'll see.
But he got it there. He got it on time. He was accurate. And if this guy gets there, if he continues to be as accurate as he was at Ohio State, has the ability to rear back and give me a 95-mile-an-hour, 100-mile-an-hour fastball when the situation calls for it, can lay it in there, can lay it like an egg in an Easter basket.
Exactly.
With that motion, then there's no need to change it. You know, there's no need to change it.
The tape never lies. That play that I put up where he runs down the corner
and
sets a block for Sermon. I mean, how many players in the history of the game alone at that position would do that? The measure of a man, the great Walter Payton, you are who you are when no one's looking. You are who you are when no one's looking. I just think you got the right guy in this city that defines the character of that city, that's finally getting their due at this greatest game. Obviously, the Bears trump every team. I don't care how many championships the Bulls have. The Chicago Bears trump the Sox, the Cubs. Everybody. They trump them all because you know what? Football and the Chicago Bears are America.
King.
They're king. It's it. Yeah. It's what it is. And when you have an alpha out there representing you, everybody, including the fans, are going to be in the reality of this guy's energy. And that represents you. We haven't had a Drew Brees representing the city. You haven't had a Tom Brady representing you. Even a Aaron Rodgers, as weird as he is and all the quirks with his family, just that talent, you've never had it. Now you got a guy with great character that's not drinking his water and trying to read books on leadership. He's just going out there and being a leader and has had to deal with this heavy burden of analysis and competition and critiquing. Yes, all of it, his whole entire life. So
and when he said that, Phil,
he's the most prepared quarterback for Chicago ever. Remember, and he's the best one I've ever seen, including McMahon.
He said, "I'm built for this. I'm built for this, dude. How
needs to be a T-shirt? What are we doing?
I got goosebumps when you said that.
Abstract of him carrying his helmet. I can see it right now. I'm built for this behind it. That's who's representing you.
That's exactly what I was representing.
You fired up. I don't know what does.
You know what? We don't need to talk anymore. A lot of talk's been. There's been enough talk. I was like, you go, boy, you go.
Yeah.
Because we don't need to talk anymore. There's been enough talk already.
I'm built for this.
You know, and then I'm built for this. Then he's like, if you're not competing for the starting job, then why are you here? I'm like, can you give us any better sound bites? And you haven't even stepped on the field with the rest of your team.
Right.
Like this kid, you know. And I was telling, as I mentioned earlier, the way he handles and answers questions, is way beyond his years, and I love it. It shows he's mature. It shows he is built for this.
My father said it.
Yeah,
my father said the same thing. He's like, Phil, I broke down in tears because my father knows how much this team means to me. So to call me the next day after the draft, because he was live with us that night. When we selected him, he really wanted Justin Fields because he likes the Patriots, you know. But he called me the next day and he's like, Philip, congratulations. This is the first time I can ever say in your life you have the real deal under center. This is where it goes now. The worry becomes what we've always said with me and you in this backfield, the two-back set. Matt Nagy has the responsibility to get his program, his understanding on Justin Fields. That's it. Justin Fields sets the bar and where the direction goes, coach. That's your job now, to find what he does best and make sure that transpires each and every Sunday. And if you're a really good coach, you get to the point in the locker room and say, I'll run this play 15 times until these motherfuckers stop us.
Stop it.
I don't give two. And the whole locker room wakes the hell up, because it ain't about fucking money. It ain't about record deals. It ain't about getting on the radio and endorsement. It's about football and winning. And if that's the approach to this, because that's how I would approach it, if he takes that approach with this team, I can't wait to see all these national narratives backpedaling like you wouldn't see, because they keep forgetting this team was 8-8 with handicapped offensive line, a quarterback that's still mentally processing, and a coach not understanding 32 is his identity. Now, with a guy that's going in there with command of the locker room, huddle, and the game of football in itself, Matt Nagy has no excuses whatsoever to be the head coach and be successful with a team that I feel is easily playoff caliber. Even without Kyle Fuller, you're a playoff caliber football team. Now go out there and get them ready, coach, because that's really where you're at.
Yeah, it's, if Andy Dalton, and I hope Andy Dalton does come and compete, because if we don't see Justin Fields, that's a great thing, because that means we're going to the playoffs. Because they're not going to put Andy. They're not going to. If Justin, if we're not going to the playoffs, you best believe, however many games are left, if we get officially eliminated from the playoffs, if there's 2 games, or 3 games, or 4 games,
don't pull the Mark Trestman.
His ass is out there
playing him.
Yeah, you know what, Justin Fields, we're out of the playoffs. You got these last 4 starts. Period.
Exactly.
Sorry, Andy Dalton. All right, you got 10 million reasons why you have nothing to say. Just chill, recover, let your body carry this clipboard like a champ. Okay. And good luck on your next stopover next year, wherever that may be, but I really hope he comes out. I really hope he takes advantage of this as well, because this is a money thing for him as well, too. Let's not get it twisted, because if he leads us to the playoffs, if he leads us deep into the playoffs, divisional, or God willing, the NFC Championship game.
Wow.
You know how much money you're going to make, Andy Dalton, next year? Because you're not staying here in Chicago next year. Just that.
Right.
Okay. This is Justin Fields. But what other team is quarterback play is just quarterback play away from getting to the NFC Championship game? Now you're going to make your money. So there's still a lot of money to be left for him.
Yeah.
And you look at it, so he's got to come out, and it's only going to make Justin Fields better. It's only going to, competition is what we're seeing with our White Sox, man. Guys go down, and
who steps up? Who's ready?
Who's next? Who's ready? Exactly. Next. And
Sadowski better get you in training camp, because I want your eyes on this situation. I want somebody that I trust to tell me what's going on at camp. I don't need some blog boy reporter telling me how somebody looked. I need someone who knows the game of football, to your point. What is going on and how it's transpiring. Are they placating to the fan base? Are they holding it back? Because it was very apparent to me that Mike Glennon couldn't hold Mitch Trubisky's playbook. Mm-hmm. So don't try to sell the fans on some line of crap. I'm trying not to swear, but I got so fired up.
It's all right. We get fired up, bro. We're football players, dude. We're football players. All right. It's just who we are. And you got to do.
Shawn, you just read CC Sabathia's rant, and he had the F word like 25 times in the first 2 sentences.
Yeah, I went off on CC. Like, listen, dude. I said, where was this passion when you're a fat bastard, and you had problems when I said, you're yelling at our manager. I said, but you should have been more, back in your day. And he was a good pitcher. Don't get me wrong. He was a real good pitcher. But you know what? Now that he's all in shape and he's swole and everything, now he's coming out. He's popping off at the mouth.
He's in shape now,
dude.
I saw him with the Yankees.
Dude, he's swole now.
Is he?
Like dude.
Is he playing still or no?
No, dude.
So
but
he starts training when he leaves.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you. That's exactly what I said. I'm like, so you couldn't have lost all that weight and been, you had to stay 300 pounds. You could have been 275. Yeah, I said, and ripped the shreds and flexible.
I was in Yankee Stadium. A friend of mine has like tickets behind the dugout by the Yankees. So I'm like 10 feet from I can look into the dugout if I want. I was sitting behind Billy Crystal. No joke.
That's hilarious.
No joke.
Hilarious.
I'm like, holy shit, these seats. So
everybody's
yelling. Everybody's yelling, Billy, Billy. Oh my God. I was cracking up because I could hear his conversation with his guest. Whoever, you know who it ended up being? Oh. His guest, the dude from Breaking Bad, the bad dude, the chicken guy.
Oh,
what's his name? The actor.
Yeah, he was in Do the Right Thing. He was in
Do the Right Thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know who he. I remember his face, and then after when I saw
Giancarlo something.
Yes, so that was Billy Crystal's guest the day of this game. Anyway, CC was so big, he was so heavy. That's all I remember saying to my buddy. I'm like, Jesus, this pitcher is so out of shape. And Billy Crystal turns around to me and he goes, maybe he needs to go on Weight Watchers or something.
Giancarlo Esposito. That's his name.
There he is.
There you go. Hey, Phil, great stuff, man. Bro. It was good talking to you as always, man, on Friday.
You're the best.
I'm excited, brother. I'm excited. It's Friday. It's going to be a beautiful weekend here in Chicago. It's going to be 86 today, 88 tomorrow, probably hit 90. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm going to get the caddy wash after we get off this call. Do the black caddy. Do you want to ride in the backseat of my caddy? Chop it up with
you. Could Greg drive your caddy while we go?
No. No.
All serious. Absolutely not.
No, don't play around like that, dude. Don't. Hey, brother, we'll be in touch next week.
Best.
Hey, and let me know, dude. I would love to break down. Yeah, I want to break down some running backs. Yes. I was like, Bro, listen, how are you going to come on my show and ask someone else to break down film? Because he asked Kenneth to break down some film. How are you going to come on my show and ask someone else to break down film?
We're gonna set it up with you. Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow.
Sounds good,
man. Tonight, I'll call you later tonight. All right,
cool.
Bro.
All right, bro. Thanks a lot. Hey, guys, make sure you check out Phil. You can catch him on Instagram. He's not really a Twitter guy. Instagram, catch him at Phil_Toshin.
Right there.
Check out the Tape Never Lies Network. He does phenomenal breakdowns. You be a Patreon member. You can subscribe and get his best breakdowns of all Chicago Bears football. It's awesome. Awesome.
You,
awesome. What do you got? 4 shows? 3 shows? 4 shows?
I got.
Well, you got. We don't have Bears Hour live now because it's
that'll be coming back.
You got keeping it 100.
Once preseason, we'll be doing the Bears Hour live.
Right. Back. So you got keeping it 100, X's with the O's, and the mob
draft
mob. So you got the 3.
We're gonna have a fantasy show. We're gonna announce a fantasy show coming up.
Very nice.
I'm not a part of that, but I'm helping produce. So we're gonna have some cast. And if you you're in the fantasy league, I want to remind you. Oh, you're one of my celebrity players.
Okay.
Right. That's for the fall. I'll let you know about that. But I'm gonna get you on keeping it 100 as we move in the off season too. We'll have some fun like this.
Sounds good, man.
Arcades.
Thanks a lot, brother. Yeah. Oh,
all right.
Oh, that should be awesome.
The Steph versus Shawn Sierra Gallagher matchup.
It's on like Donkey Kong, baby. Woo! Tell him, Slick Rick. Tell him, baby.
All right, later.
All right, dude.